live stream today, having a few techie problems, but we're sorting them out. So, this is Sarah of sarahestelle.com, and I'm live streaming today because, first of all, I want to celebrate Dr. Bach's birthday. It's his birthday week. It was actually his birthday on Tuesday, the 24th. So, celebrating that. We've just finished a really successful International Essence Awareness Week. I hope you joined us over on the British Flower and Vibrational Essence Association page. We had fun sharing loads of posts all week about flower essences. I interviewed Ian White of the Australian Bush Essences and also Saskia Marjoram of Saskia's Essences. So yeah, so now we're in Dr. Bach's birthday week, and I always like to honour him in some way because he's given me so much, and the Bach range are one of the ranges that we study on our Diploma and Transformational Journey in Flower Essences, so I know this is shared by many. So why do I love Dr. Bach's essences? Well, they are the very first ones that I started with. I haven't started with as a Bach practitioner, but I do know an awful lot about them and have used them for years and years and years and years. You can absolutely become a practitioner and use them without studying them in depth, but you can, of course, if that's what calls you. So I love them. They're how I started. They are how really what helped me on my journey, and they're often a starting point for many, many people because they're so available, and I know many, many people have taken them. So the very first one I took, I think, was Rescue Remedy. So if you're watching this, I'd love to know what your first Bach essence is. So I want to celebrate Dr. Bach today by talking a little bit about how you can use them, how easy they are to use, and how as well they fit amongst a multiple range essence approach. So on the diploma that I run, we look at 12 different ranges of essences actually, but the Bach is a core part of it, and I believe that any professional out there in the world right now needs to know about the Bach flower essences, which is why I place a lot of focus on them. But when you look at multiple ranges, the wonderful thing about that is that each range has its own strength, and depending on our own journey and the kinds of clients that we attract is going to give, we're going to need different sorts of vibrations. And what we do in the diploma is actually teach you to feel the different vibrations, see which one is most aligned with you, and then over time, if it feels right, to start to combine them. So yes, we do teach you to put different essences together in the same bottle of different ranges, and I know in some places that's a bit of a no-no, but for it works beautifully for the work that we do, and certainly supported by the British Flower and Vibrational Essence Association. We are an umbrella for all different ranges. So they're a starting point. They're often seen as being great to help you with personality types. So we all have different ways of responding to life. And I remember one of the things that helped me most was talking to Julian Barnard. I've got lots of interviews actually with all different flower essence producers on my Nature Connections shows. And if you go to sarahestelle.com, have a look at the free resources, you'll actually find those shows. So I've interviewed Julian quite a few times, and I love the Healing Herbs essences. As it happens, it's the ones that I personally use and recommend to others, although people are welcome to use all different kinds. It's up to you which ones call you. And what Julian said really helped me to understand is that to find your personality type within the Bach essences. So Julian suggests that just take a moment to think about what happens when you get sick. So if you get a cold or the flu or something like that, and you have to kind of like rest, what happens? How do you resist it? And what happens within you? Do you try to keep going? Do you give up completely? Do you moan? You know, where does it go? Where does your head go? Where do your thought patterns go? And that's going to give you a good experience of what your constitutional essence is. And this is where the Bach essences work beautifully as constitutional essences. Now, and this, what I'm talking about, in case you're joining me halfway through, is how they fit within multiple ranges. So, for example, my constitutional essence is oak. Now, when we find our constitutional essence, it pretty much means that whatever is going on in our lives, when we take that essence, we start to feel better. And so in the diploma, we ask people to track this during the diploma, and most of the time, pretty quickly, people find that essence, that when they take it, they feel better. It's a bit of a no-brainer because it brings them right up. So as a bit of fun, on our diploma forum this week, I asked participants of the current diploma which essences they would take on a desert island with them of the Bach range. Now, I had a good think about this, and I decided to choose Serato, because Serato is another of the Bach essences that's really, really helped me to not look outside of myself and to use my inner wisdom to help me, and Serato is perfect for that. Other ones that were chosen were Water Violet, Centauri, Impatiens, and Pine were spoken about as essences that they had all truly, truly benefited from, both constitutionally and to help them live their lives. And it could literally be any essence. So anyway, I'd love to know, do you know what your constitutional essence is from the Bach range? So it's an essence, you can have a think about what you're like when you're poorly and what happens in your body, and then go and take a look at the different Bach essences and find the one. And if you want to come and share it here, it would be fun to explore this together. And yeah, so my gratitude to Dr Bach and all the work that it continues to be done by so many people with the Bach essences, and they are a true beacon for us all in the essence world. So our Essence Diploma, if you're looking for a way to transform your life and become a true expert in essences, our diploma is open till the end of October. Just like nature, it doesn't stay open together. We are overwintering the diploma, so if you feel called, you need to jump on board before the end of October. I'm going to put the link to the diploma at the bottom on this post so you can find it. Our diploma will help you raise your vibration to a place where when you graduate, you are going to be able to go out into the world and share what you do. It's going to help you really take away any of the belief systems that you've had, any of the any trauma in your system that hasn't quite left from other things you could do, raise your intuition and just get you out there doing what you're doing. I promise you, if you come on board and take the journey with us, you'll come out a completely different person, and should it be your life wish to do to it, so then you can share your unique speciality. It's going to prepare you wonderfully for that. It's not a business course, but it's kind of like what happens underneath that, because a business is only as good as our set of unique vibrations and our belief systems. So if you get really clear with that and get a shining version of you coming forward, then it's just so much easier to take your business forward. So anyway, I'll pop the link here in a second, and have a lovely day. Happy birthday, Dr Bach.